Hi people, welcome to this new video. Today I'm gonna show you some more complex harmonic structures, and they are not so hard to master and it's really easy to implement them into your music. So let's check it out. Ever wondered how you can get rid of the old chord progression repeating over and over again and everything you do sounds like pop music? So how is this possible to create a more avant-garde feeling, a more film musical feeling? The answer is quite simple. Get rid of your guitar and get rid of your piano and adapt new techniques of thinking, like an architect, for example. Make use of algorithms. Imagine you want to get somewhere quickly where you have never been. Would you roam around your neighborhood by feet, walking the old paths over and over again? Most probably not. Maybe you can discover something new still, but you want to get some other place. You may rather hop on a train or get your thumb out for a hitchhike, not knowing where it will lead you. This is using an algorithm. Design an own one or use a pre-existing one, and later, when you have mastered it, get your creative juices flowing again. So, the first thing I want to show you is called block chords. This means basically that you stack up intervals. Same intervals or different intervals of a melody. So, given you have a melody and then you have the melody on top of it, and even on top of it, and even on top of it, and maybe in thirds or in fourths or in fifths. So you can choose any interval, you can even mix the intervals, and let's have a closer look to that. I chose a scale for you today. It's a bit of an exotic scale, it's an Indian scale in which I set a melody. So check it out. It's called Madhvanti, and the first example is set in strict fourths. This means the base melody is in this Madhvanti and everything is set off by a perfect fourth. With 3 additional voices, so we have 4 voices. In this example we have the melody on top, and the fourths are below that. It sounds slightly different. What we can do now is that the structure of the chord changes. So now it was fixed, but they could be loyal to the scale. Here we have an F, but as Madhvanti features an F sharp, you could alter this and stick to the Madhvanti scale. So these are the 2 basic principles. You can be loyal to the scale or not be loyal to the scale. You are loyal to your vertical concept. Of course, if you are loyal to the scale, your intervals in the chords, they change. Okay, let's check out the same thing with fifth. Now we have the melody in the top voice. And here, now, we have the whole thing with being loyal to Madhvanti again. So this is fifth, being loyal to Madhvanti. I prepared something else for you, so listen to the scale of Madhvanti with a very special setup of the chords. This means bass note, a 9th above, a 4th above, and a 3rd above. And here even 2/3 above. You may know this as the Western harmony is based on layering of thirds. If you layer 4th, it sounds very jazzy, so it comes like from the 40s, 50s of jazz music, of the big band orchestrations, and 5th is very open. Of course, you can stack seconds or 9ths, which means you're entering the domain of a diatonic cluster, or if you even stack diminished seconds, then it's a full cluster, an harmonic cluster. Alright, let's move to the second one. This is called upper structures. It's a concept from jazz music. It basically means that you layer a minor or a major triad on top of something which is not related to what's happening below. We take the same melody and I just show some random chords here. I mean, they're not totally random. You have your feeling. It's all major chords now, all right? It's A flat, it's C major, then an E major, E flat major. Let's check it out. And now we try to combine these both concepts. So now we have the fifth loyal to Madhvanti with the melody in the bottom note and the same upper structures. And as you can see, it's really easy because you just choose some major triads above. You experiment which may sound nice. So of course you go back to your piano, go back to your guitar and try it out. It sounds really complex already. And now just imagine you orchestrate this into the woodwinds, into brass, into the strings. Yet another example, I chose different major triads. Now it's the strict fourths with Madhvanti and the melody in the top note. Alright, so I hope this is not getting too much. Let's step to the next one. This is called Bruckner Harmonies. It's not the correct musical term, but for sake of simplicity, we just want to call it like this because Anton Bruckner, he used it a lot in his music. So what is it? Basically, it's also very simple. You have a triad going on, maybe major or minor or whatever. You just start out and then you alter one note. So you just move one finger on the piano. So the chord is changing. So you make one note lower or higher. So it becomes more dense or it broadens up. Then you change another note. And then you even change another note. So the chord is moving. It's a morphing chord. So what happens now is that eventually you will end up in a diminished chord or a chord which has a suction towards a different harmonic solution. So eventually you will find an harmonic exit and just take a turn. As I said, these are all core concepts. So of course you can add even more tones and make it more rich. So in this example, we have an A7 sharp 5 and there's no 7, so there's no G there. But never mind, we can interpret the chords. So you hop on the algorithm and then you decide what type of chords you want it to be. And in this, for example, we have the notes here, D sharp, A, C sharp. So this is my decision. If I decide this now is an A7 flat 5 without 7th, then it is like that. And then we can move to the next chord. In this case, it could be a D minor. In this last example, I combined these Bruckner harmonies with the concept from before. I mix some fourth loyal to C Madhvanti in it to show you some combination of the concepts. In the second bar, there's a harmonic exit taken. In the end, we have a simple cadenza in F sharp. This is the wonderful thing about those so-called morphing triads or Bruckner harmonies. You can always move a note and it will be okay, it will be alright. And you can decide where to move and when to exit this concept. And of course, at some point you will exit it and have a cadenza. Maybe not. Maybe you use those Bruckner harmonies as upper structures. Think about that. So today I showed you block chords being strict or being loyal to a scale. I showed you upper structures. This is just triads above a melody. And I showed you some morphing triads, Bruckner harmonies, and how it's possible to morph them and to exit the structure. I hope you liked it. Hit the subscribe button. Have a good one. Ciao.